Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lover Society with me, Gert Retief. Tonight we continue with our series on the Glenfarclas, doing it a little bit the wrong way around. Started with the 12, did the 10, and tonight we are looking at the 8-year-old. It is a natural color, bottled at 40% ABV. Not sure about the maturation, but I do presume that they are also using that ex-sherry casks that they used in the 10-year-old and the 12-year-old. Cost-wise, €34 for a bottle for the 70 centiliters. And just a quick reminder, the 10-year-old was €43, and the 12-year-old was 49-year-old for 1 liter bottle. So if you look at the price-wise, €34 for 8-year-old seems a little bit expensive for me, considering the 49 euros for the 12-year-old could be a little bit of a better buy. But of course, at the end of this series, we will do a quick comparison to see which one is actually the best for me. So tonight, the 8-year-old on the nose. Cheers. Now, I can tell you, this for me was a little bit of a surprise. I really enjoyed the 12-year-old on the nose. The 10-year-old was a little bit different for me. But of course, you're going to have to go watch the video. But there was definitely a big difference between the 10-year-old and the 12-year-old. Now, for me, the 8-year-old was a big surprise. So I do get a lot of fresh fruit notes coming out. Very sweet on the nose as well. I do get a little bit of apples, big red apples. Reminds me quite similar to the pink lady apples. So there's a lovely sweetness of that fresh apple notes on it. So I also get a little bit of a vanilla note. I also get a little bit of a toffee note, creamy toffee note coming out. And then there's also a little bit of a cinnamon note. So I think that little cinnamon note goes actually well with that pink lady. Makes a little bit of a nice apple pie filling. The sweetness reminds me a little bit of a brown sugar type of sweetness, but also a hint of a cotton candy. I don't know which flavor, but it's a nice, that sweetness of a cotton candy that you get. It's quite similar to that. And then I also get with that apple fruits, every now and again I get a little bit of a nice fresh peach note coming out. A little bit, maybe a little bit of a caramel peach when you put that slices of caramel on the barbecue and you get that little char note. So I get quite that sweet notes coming out. It is only 40%, so I didn't expect to find much alcohol-wise, but I did expect at 8 years to find a little bit of a youthful note. I don't get any of those, of that ethanol type of notes coming out. So quite impressed with it. A little bit of a orange zest also appearing. So very nice actually on the nose. Quite surprised with this one. So good on Farclas. They did create something that is very pleasant on the nose. But of course we need to drink it as well. So on the taste, cheers. I'm very surprised with this one. So you've got that sweetness definitely coming there. And you get a little bit of an alcohol bite. A nice warm alcohol feeling. I was a little bit surprised with that. Only at 40%. But I think it's that youthfulness of the alcohol that's not matured yet, like a 12-year-old. But there's definitely that warm alcohol bite on the tongue, even at that 40% ABV. Nice oily mouthfeel. And I also get a little bit of a nice sweet toffee note in the end. Let me just try again. For an 8-year-old, they did manage to get quite a lot of oaky tannins in it. There's a little bit of a oaky, spicy, warm, even up to a little bit of a chili heat coming in, even at that low 40% ABV. So it does taste a little bit higher than the 40%, maybe 43, 46% ABV. So quite enjoyable. Let's give it one more try. Very drinkable. So this is not a complex whiskey. The notes that I got, that is the only things that I do pick up. I do pick up that lovely sweetness, a little bit of a toffee note, that little bit of a fruity note coming out. But it's drinkable. And at 34 euros, maybe it's not overly expensive. I think there's quite a number of whiskies that could be more expensive. But at that price point, I would definitely recommend it. So for the next video, I will do that quick comparison. I will also try to keep it short as possible. I know time is of the essence, and we don't want to spend a lot of time watching me ranting and raving about the whiskey. So the next one, the 8-year-old, 10-year-old, and 12-year-old, and I will see which one is the best. So thank you very much for watching. You've come this far. Maybe it's time to subscribe, ring that bell, and I see you next time. Cheers.